Well, good morning. H. Langston 50, early in the chat. Good morning to you, sir. I don't have my video working. I can't get my camera on. I left it on uh, yesterday after playing video games, streaming some video games. I left my camera on, and I don't know if anybody knows what's going on, but I I turned it off when I came down today, and I turned it back on, and it just makes a clicking noise, like the shutter or something is just clicking. Usually when I turn it on, it will click and like boot up and make a bunch of different clicking noises, but right now it's just making one repeated clicking sound. I'll try one more time. Oh, did it turn on? I think I turned it. Oh no. It's not clicking right now. Oh, it's back. Yeah. Oh, sick. Oh, I had given up on the camera. I'm glad I tried one more time. Maybe it was just a little overheated. Yeah, I left it on overnight, all night long. That was my bad. Good morning. Good morning to the coolest dad mug. Cheers. Oh. How is everybody doing? How did everyone have a good week? A good weekend? I went to Dave and Buster's this weekend. Place is overrated. But it was a good time with my friends. Had a really lazy day yesterday. And the biggest disappointer of the weekend was the concert was canceled. I canceled the concert. We didn't do it. And I'm blaming the rain and the weather. We knew like a week in advance, a week ago, that the weather was going to be spotty. And we were hopeful that it would clear up. But Friday night, the forecast was 100% thunderstorms. Saturday morning, 100% thunderstorms. So we canceled it. And then as the day went on, the thunderstorms kind of got delayed. But it was still the right call. It was pretty bad. And I don't know. We were going to try to set it up in the rain, protect all of our stuff, but then we didn't know who would show up and then it would probably just ruin all the equipment. So, anyway, tough call. We made the call. If we had some place indoors to perform. You know what, Hayden? My mom called me afterwards and said, "Why didn't we perform at?" Well, she called me before. She called me Saturday morning when I text everyone that it was over. She said, "Let's go to Rev 19. Why don't we go play at Rev 19?" And we totally could have. I did not I didn't love the idea because one, it would to rent the whole venue for a couple hours or a few hours is like several $100s. And we never rehearsed there. I don't know how it would have gone. I don't know. But I guess if September, if we get shitty weather in September again, that's something that we can consider. So we have somewhere to play instead of rescheduling the days. Rescheduling the days is hard in my head because one, we're not like an actual festival or an actual venue. So we just invite our friends and family, and some of them will come on certain weekends and some of them can't, and then some of the band members can't play on certain weekends, so it's tough to reschedule days. Yeah, worth looking into next time if we get if we're going to get rained out for a second time, we should look into something like that. So that was sad, but now we got to look forward to September 17th and September 18th. We're going to do two shows. I've got a lot of interest from other musicians, local musicians that want to come play. So I'm going to probably put it on 2 days at my place. I'll have, I think we should do a clean set on Friday or clean set on one day, and then the loud and some explicit music on the other day. Because I know that my grandparents certainly don't want to hang out with the explicit music and the explicit people. So we should let's try to set it up so we can do have a like grandparents and I don't know, just kids running around. So many kids running around. Families, just a family friendly one, and then one with our friends to and kind of party. Okay. Anyway, that'll be fun. September 17th and 18th. So we're for sure gonna do something for that. For the time being, oh, I didn't get my book. I didn't grab it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab it. Yeah, look at this. I got a pause screen, baby. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So, the book that I've been reading and didn't finish is The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. This one was recommended by Brandon Hill, and I bought it a while ago, but I never read it. I bought the audiobook and I started listening to it because it's Warren Buffett says it's by far the best book on investing ever written. And I bought it a while ago and I tried listening to it, and the vocabulary is, I'm so unfamiliar with the vocabulary, so I stopped listening to it because I wanted to do like a study guide or get a course on stocks and stock dialogue and the vocabulary so I could understand what he's talking about. I never did. So I just started reading the book, listening to the audiobook, and geez, it is so hard. It's so hard to follow. The book was written in, this is the fourth, this one is the fourth edition that I'm listening to. The text reproduced here is the fourth revised edition, updated by Graham in 1971 to 72. And published in 73. Let's see. I don't know if it says when the originals were posted, the original book was written. Anyway, Benjamin Graham, he was born in 1894, lived to 1976. On the back of the book, it says he's the father of value investing, has been an inspiration for many of today's most successful business people, and he's the author of a few other books. So he's brilliant too. I mean, there's so much information in here, and in fact, there's 20 chapters, and then there's commentary for each chapter. The book is huge. This is definitely the biggest book that I've started reading so far. I mean, I feel like I'm in junior high. I'm looking up how many pages are in the book. 531 pages, and it's all super tight script. It's a really So I think I got through 11 chapters last week, and honestly, I skipped the commentary. I think what happened was Benjamin Graham wrote the original 20 chapters, and then later on they added the commentary. because I listened to the beginning commentary, and they they give examples of events after 1974 when the book was published. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on, but I'll share with you what I've learned so far. It's not a lot. This seems like one where I'll need to go through it several times to catch on, because I'm so new to all of this. But I mean, if it seems like it's the Bible to investing. If you want to be an intelligent investor, it really gives you step by step how to do it. So this might be a shorter podcast today, but here's some of the here are the notes that I've made so far. Chapter 1 is called Investments versus Speculation. A promising an investment operation is something that promises safety of principal and an adequate return, and speculations don't promise these things. Unintelligent. Well, okay, so investing in something versus speculating in something. These are two concepts that it all seemed like it was investing to me, but what he's saying is investing in something means knowing that your principal, the money that you invest, will be safe, and there's pretty much a guaranteed return. That's investing. So come up with your own examples. And speculations, it's kind of guessing. It's like guesswork. He says unintelligent so he doesn't say it's bad to speculate, but he says unintelligent speculation is speculating when you think you are investing, speculating seriously instead of as a pastime, and lacking the proper knowledge. And last point, risking more money in speculating than you can lose. So gambling, yeah, he gives gambling as an example. His advice for investors is to invest 50-50 in leading common stocks and high grade bonds. I mean, and yeah, then how do you figure out what those are? I don't know. I don't know what leading common stocks are or what high grade bonds are, but he says the best way to invest your money is to diversify 50-50 in high grade bonds and leading common stocks. Only rarely can anyone make dependable predictions on price changes, absolute or relative. That's I think I made that note because of the last book that I read on The Art of Thinking Clearly. One of his fallacies was trusting people, professionals especially, or experts, believing in their forecasts. No one is able to definitively predict the future or any event or any change. We can only speculate. So don't intuitively rely on predictions or forecasts. Investors cannot expect better than average results by buying new offerings or hot issues, like making a quick profit. And that's exactly what I do with GameStop and AMC. I put all of my money in that because it was the hot thing to do. They were hot issues. Investor cannot expect better than average results by buying new offerings or hot issues. But I still trust the process. I still see all the people on Twitter and Reddit, and they're still on the TV at the gym about the some kind of squeeze happening with these stocks. What the fuck do I know? There was a point where both stocks were high and I was up a lot of money. And now but every day they keep going down. In fact, if I look right now, the AMC's up 5.5%. GameStop's up 2.5%. So shit, I'm making money right now. Okay. Anyway, he gives most of the advice that he gives is how to be a defensive investor. Defensive investing practices include purchasing shares of well-established investment funds, utilizing common trust funds, and investing the same amount of money each quarter or each paycheck. Those are defensive investing practices. If you want better than average results, trade in the market, short-term selectivity, and long-term selectivity. Yeah, whatever that means. I'm writing it down though. I want to be an intelligent investor. Okay, that's most of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is he goes over the investor and inflation. Yeah. The chapters are hard to follow. The commentary is, I think it's more broken down, and it's more up to speed with the times that we're in. I should go back and listen to all of that because I really was skipping the commentary. The book is so hard to follow. And chapter 2 notes were diversify and to insure yourself against inflation. That's all I got. Chapter 3, a century of stock market history. Yeah. Didn't make any notes. Old standards of valuation appear inapplicable. When in doubt, choose caution. That was chapter 3. Chapter 4, general portfolio policy. For the defensive investor, I made no notes. Chapter 5, the defensive investor and common stocks. Rules for common stocks. Adequate diversification. Each company should be large and prominent. Each company should have a long record of dividend payments and have a price limit you will pay based on an issue's average earnings. I mean, are you getting any of this? Those are rules for common stocks. Chapter 6 is portfolio policy for the enterprising investor, negative approach. Resist salesmen advancing new common stock issues during bull markets. And right now we're in a huge bull market, and we are. One thing I do think about is, Shy Gamer Girl 8 sent me a picture of current market. Oh, it was a link to Reddit. The title is Buffett Indicator. There's no escape. The above the red line signals crash. Except it's CRSH crush. Whatever. Basically, he's telling me we're in for a market crash according to trends. Can you see it? Yeah. This is where we're at now. Higher than it's probably ever been. It looks like over the last 50 years. Yeah, because I don't know shit. I can just assume looking off of the graph that, from what people say and what I hear is markets go up and down. Everything goes up and down, ebbs and flows. So if we're in a peak, eventually it's all going to come back down again, whatever that means. I guess it just mostly means that stock values are going to go down, leading to a crash or depression or a deflation. So what do I do? What do any of us do to take advantage of that? Right? That's what I think about. If we're currently in a bull market, things are eventually going to go down. How do we take advantage of that swing? And then as things go down, and then eventually things will start to go back up. Those are my thoughts. On. Okay. This is tough. This is just a tough one. I got to be honest. This is a tough one. But we're out here. We're here learning new shit all day, each week. Chapter 7, portfolio policy for the enterprising investor, the positive side. Buy unpopular large companies. And notice bargain stocks by appraisal and value of business to the private owner. Okay, chapter 8, the investor and market fluctuations. Here we go. This is probably the answer to my questions, and I just don't know what he's talking about. The timing philosophy, no one can accurately predict anything. The more successful a company, the greater chance of fluctuations in stock prices. That's all I got. Chapter 9, investing in investment funds. Talks about mutual funds. Chapter 10, the investor and their advisors. Don't blindly follow advice from advisors because they can't predict the future any better than you can. Chapter 11, security analysis for the lay investor. Yep, that's become a pro at examining stocks and bonds, and that's as far as I got. And I have nothing to talk about for all of them. But I will read you the rest of the chapters. This is what I'm going to try to finish this week. So that was chapter 11. Chapter 12 is things to consider about per share earnings. Chapter 13, a comparison of 4 listed companies. Chapter 14, stock selection for the defensive investor. Okay, stock selection for the enterprising investor. 16 is convertible issues and warrants. 17, 4 extremely instructive case histories. 18, a comparison of 8 pairs of companies. 19, shareholders and managements, dividend policy. And 20 is margin of safety as the central concept of investment. And then there's 7 chapters in the appendix, or 7 sections at least. Yeah, man, I am so uneducated, and most of it is going over my head, and I'm trying to catch it. Like I've said before, I listen to these books while I'm cleaning carpets, and then when I am listening and I hear a nugget, I'll write it down, and that's what we discuss. But most of the details are going right over my head. Warren Buffett gives a preface to the book. So I'm gonna finish this week. Just the chapters. Maybe I'll come back to the commentary on each chapter. 20 commentaries. It's 10 hours of chapters and 10 hours of commentary. It's just a long ass book. I've already looked into other books too. Going back to Rich Dad Poor Dad, the biggest takeaway that I still think about is most people are just a couple skills away from great wealth. We learn to work hard, and that's it. If we learn how to work hard and combine that with sales and marketing, we can tap into great wealth. That's a theme from that book that I keep thinking about. So I Googled. I've been looking for excellent sales and marketing books, and I should at least mention. I think I said I want to go back to school to learn these skills, but I instead of spending thousands of dollars to go back to school for an MBA or any degree at all, before I do that, I'm gonna read the books. I'm gonna read these books because they're cheaper. I buy the book twice. I buy the audio and I buy a physical copy for $50 most at max. And then verse. By the way, is it verse or verses? Because my dad said that nobody back in the old day would say verses. If you were comparing, you would say this verse this verse that. And our generation came up with this versus that. So are we wrong? Are you going to look at me and tell me I'm wrong? So I'm going to, the $50 at max for the book, verse, thousands of dollars for an education. And I fucking hate TikTok sometimes because I get these people on TikTok that are talking about their great wealth by selling real estate 10 hours out of the week. I mean, they work 10 hours selling real estate, and then they show up their big ass house, and they say, "Follow me for more info, and I can get you this." What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to follow these guys? Learn how to be a real estate investor? It's verses. It's verses. YEAZ. Yeaz. H. Langston, what is Yeaz? And I don't know if it's verses. Were they wrong saying verse? Like a verse in a song? Is it verses? So I'm such an idiot, man. I'm trying to learn all this shit. I'm trying to learn all of this shit. So yeah, so there's I got to be honest. This week I've been discouraged, just in general, because I want to be in a certain place. I want to have a certain amount of wealth. I don't want to work all day long, and I talk about it all the time. They were wrong for saying verse. Well, I trust you. You're probably the smartest person I know. At least the most reasonable. Rational, I should say. You're not that reasonable. Yeah, I want to be I want to be at a certain place, and I just don't know how to get there. And I'm 25. I mean, I can step back and think about where I'm at, and I've got so far to go in my life. I've got so much to do, and I'm doing so much already. So but I can't help but getting bummed sometimes. I was bummed last week over the weekend, and just discouraged in life anyway. So then I see these guys on TikTok that are like, "Come follow me on TikTok, and I'll show you how to work 10 hours a week and make hundreds of thousands of dollars." But I mean, if it was that easy, if you could just tell me how to do that, wouldn't everybody be doing that? Or do most people think like that's not possible, so they don't do it? Like that's like my attitude towards that guy. I don't know. I want to read books like The Intelligent Investor because I want to be wealthy. So I don't have to be strapped to a job my entire life. Like I've said before, it's not that I don't want to work. It's that I want to work smarter. I want to make better decisions that lead to more opportunities that give me more wealth. And also have more free time to do things that are meaningful to me. H. Nice, and that's why I undownloaded TikTok. Bunch of gaslighters. I know, but are they gaslighters, or are we just ignoring their excellent advice? Like, if we actually followed them or did whatever they were promoting, would we be wealthy? I mean, they're doing it, and it's never as simple as sell real estate for 10 hours a week and be wealthy. Because I know I have a family friend who is a real estate agent. Well, there was a time where I was trying to buy a house, and I was working with my bank and with my family friend who is a real estate agent, and she couldn't get into any open houses or sell any houses because there's so much competition just for the in the real estate agent market. So she's a real, I know, and my dad's a real estate agent. I mean, I know people that are real estate agents who aren't living like that. I know it's really not that simple. That's why you should try and report back. Well, I'll tell you one thing you do want to try is, just like everybody else, is buy property and rent it on Airbnb, because I get a ton of those assholes on my TikTok that are, do you want to work for 5 hours a week and make $100,000 a year? Well, follow how I do this with Airbnb. You go buy a unique property and then post and then fix it up and make it look cool. Like it makes like the principle, like you could sell it as a really easy idea. All the real H. Langston says all the real estate agents I've been involved with work more than 40 hours a week, weekends, the whole bit. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. It's never that simple. It's never that simple. So who makes it in this life? Who makes it doing anything? I saw another TikTok of an interview with fucking Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos. There's tons of songs about him. How do I forget his name? From the mid '90s, and he said, "This is how the interview went." The interview asked Bezos about his background. By the way, full head of hair and a huge ass smile the whole time, psychopath smile. And he said that he worked on Wall Street. I don't remember what he did. Something in New York. I don't remember. But he was involved with something that led to a statistic that he shared. He shared that internet usage was growing in the mid to late 90s at 2,700% a year. Something like that. So he said, I'm going to do something with, if that many people, if the internet is growing at that rate, I'm going to be involved in the internet. So he said, I'm going to start, he said the most, at the time, I'm slaughtering this, the item that was being sold, okay, shit. He sold books. And he sold books because there were more books than any other niche. He said there's 3 million books in circulation to sell. And then the next in line is CDs, and there was like 200,000 CDs to sell. So he said, I'm going to sell books because there's the most amount of that to sell. And then one thing led to another, and then 30 years later, he's the richest person on the planet. So he took advantage of an awesome opportunity. But how many people do that? Nobody. Nobody's that. Not everybody can be that rich. When I think about, if I think about, we'll learn how to make wealth without working all day long. Well, I think everybody wants to do that, or at least have meaningful work, or not be a slave to their job. But then who's gonna do construction work, and who's gonna be nurses and work night shifts? Who's gonna be cops and work night shifts? You know, I mean, it's not like everybody can just have real estate and make money off of real estate, or can they? Maybe I should go be an economist. Economist? Yeah, it's all over my head. So, this is this has been quite the unproductive episode, and it started with this book, The Intelligent Investor, by Benjamin Graham. Oh, I see. Preface and appendix written by Warren Buffett, updated and new commentary by Jason Zweig, Zweig. Yeah, I don't know how to. It's discouraging. I get worked up. I think too much about it, and then I get discouraged. I feel like I'm just going to clean carpets for the rest of my life, and that's not what I don't want to do. That I certainly want to do something that is rewarding. Carpets is rewarding because I get to make people happy cleaning their gross carpets, but that's not satisfying. Ah, man, I'm in my head about it. So that's what's going on, and then you know what? We're honest on this podcast about it, all of our shit. So I don't got much else for you. It's good. It's a shorter episode today, 39 minutes 30 seconds. I'm glad my camera started working. I got a lot to be grateful for and thankful for. I'm not depressed. I just think about all of the crap that goes on, and All of the things that H. Langston, just clean carpets till we become rock stars. All part of the process. Yeah, we gotta trust the process. What's funny? What's funny to me is Gary V is on my TikTok too. I follow him. He's super motivational, and his whole shtick is he says, uh, if you're in your 20s and you feel like you haven't made it, then he says you're still a baby. You're still a baby. And he says I'm 40 and I just am barely making it. He's super wealthy. He was one of those early investors in Snapchat, Twitter, big social media platforms. Yeah, and I've talked about him before, and he says, "You see me now as this guy who has invested in a bunch of successes, but but nobody's talking about all of the investments that I made that failed." And he names a bunch of social medias that nobody's heard of or that failed. Uh, so he says, like, if you're in your 20s and you're discouraged because you haven't made it, then chill the fuck out, enjoy the process, and figure it out. Just keep working. And then I saw another one with Judge Judy. It was awesome. She was in some interview and she said, if you're 25 and it's not too late to start working on your dreams. If you're 35, it's not too late. If you're 45, it's not too late. And on and on. And she says, she gave an example of some lady. She said, so and so didn't start painting until she was 80. And she says it's never too late. Go chase the things that go do the things that make you happy. And then so go do what you want to do. And then Gary Vee says, you got to just trust the process and enjoy the ride. And then I guess some people never make it. But life isn't about making it. Life is about enjoying it, enjoying the process, the ride, this ride that we're on. It's not about then really. And because I have a pessimistic view of life, I could say that there is no point to life. There's no end goal to get to a certain destination. I'm not religious, so I don't have this perspective of a better life after this one. Really, all life is to me is enjoying what it is now, and even that is still as hard. I would rather be optimistic. I mean, I admire the people that are optimistic in this life and optimistic for whatever happens after you die. I just am pessimistic about it, but it encourages me to just do the best that I can right now. That's why I do this fucking podcast. I just want to do everything the best that I can because I want to be happy in the long term too. Because when I die, I don't know what's going to happen. And if I never make it, then that was never the point anyway. The point was to enjoy the process as I go through it. And I really enjoy doing this. And then when this is over, I probably spend 5 times the amount of time editing videos to make a TikTok or to put it on YouTube. I do this for an hour on Mondays, but then I do an hour on Tuesday, an hour on Wednesday, and then leftovers on Thursday to post everything. I enjoy making the content. Gotta trust the process, baby. H. Langston 50, thanks for showing up, dog. Hope you have a good one today. And we'll get after it in September. He's our singer and the heart of the band, undoubtedly. So next week I'll hopefully have this book finished and be well underway. Oh, I never shared the book, the sales and marketing book that I want to start reading if anyone else is interested in sales and marketing. After looking through several blogs and whatever internet searches for best sales and marketing books, The overall pick was the book called Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini. Cialdini. Robert B. Cialdini. Cialdini? It would be Cialdini. Soft C. I think it comes up more under the sales side of the sales and marketing, but it was at the top of all of the blogs for sales and marketing searches, books. 4.7 out of 5 stars with 16 ratings. I mean, that's not a lot of ratings, but that's the audiobook. Let's see. The digital copy has 4 ratings. Oh, and it's a 20 hour listen. It's just as long as The Intelligent Investor. It's so long. It's so hard to get through all of this information and to retain it and then to incorporate it. Just pumping my brain full of words. But this is the book, Influence by Robert B. Cialdini. So, let's get this bread today. We'll get after it. And I'll start this one next week or for next week. Maybe. Or maybe I'll start something else. Who knows? Who knows what I'm doing? Thanks for showing up. H. Langston. And if for those of you who tune in late, I stream this live on Mondays about 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you want to come and participate in the chat, that's where we do it. That's where H. Langston 50 is coming through. It's on Twitch. It's on YouTube. It's live on Twitch, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. That's where the money is. So have a good day. You be safe out there, and we'll catch you on the flippity flip. Adios.
They